JKB back with another episode. Today on the show, it's been a while since I've been on a new set. This is it behind me, so thank you to everybody on my live stream that helped me put this together. ARAM, you know who you are. Now, let me get into why I'm making a video today. And I was sitting around thinking about this, and I thought it'd be something interesting that you guys might relate to. I'm not sure how old you are. Maybe you can let me know in the comments below if you feel like it, but I'm 37. Now, when I was 14, 15, 16, Super Nintendo was a big deal. Everybody at school was playing it, and as you can see, maybe I kind of went onto the Nintendo side of things. That doesn't mean I didn't like Sonic the Hedgehog and the Sega Genesis. It just meant that I kind of did Nintendo a little bit more because of Legend of Zelda, and as you know, I've got the tattoo. It meant the world to me. But back in the day, there was this one genre, a video game that I just couldn't get into, and today I wanted to kind of just talk to you guys and let you know that I never got into JRPGs or RPGs on the Super Nintendo or on the Sega Genesis or any of those systems back in the day. And I'm kind of embarrassed to come out and say that in front of you guys, because I know a lot of you really look up to those games like Secret of Mana, and I'm not going to get into the details of all the games I didn't play. It was just, I wanted to come here and talk about why I didn't play them. Now, when I was a young kid, we had a lot of competition with all the other kids in class about high scores. I know that sounds silly, but we would play Super Mario 3 and it was about collecting the coins. And growing up, I never got into reading. I know that's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm embarrassed to say that as well, but I never got into reading and I was horrible at homework. So the idea of like playing a video game that had a lot of reading on screen didn't make sense to me when I was like 7, 8, 9, 10. I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do my homework and I didn't want to read a novel on screen. And then also, there was just this game mechanic I just didn't quite understand, and it was called turn-based combat, and it hurt my head. I thought, video games are not supposed to be like you just push a button and watch it play out. I'm supposed to be controlling the characters like a platformer like Mario, and maybe I'm a little naive here, but I thought that's what video games were all about. Now, here comes RPGs with this story that I quite didn't understand. Why am I reading a novel? And then there's this aspect of the gameplay I also just didn't understand. And I was just one of those kids that just avoided them. Now, let's go to the future when I'm 37 years old now. And oh my God, the deep end I have fallen into. I am so in love with JRPGs and RPGs now, classic, and obviously games that are coming out, you know, like just last week, like Ys, and I can't believe these games exist, and I missed this. I missed so many JRPGs and RPGs, and I regret it so much. Now, there's one I'll bring up here that I definitely did get into, and that was Final Fantasy VII, so don't worry about that. I played through that when I was I don't want to say the word peer pressure, but I was kind of pushed into it because at the time, Nintendo 64 was the big deal and the PlayStation was becoming a massive success, and I just didn't want to look at it yet. I was just, just stay away from me, Sony. I'm sticking with this. Then I played Final Fantasy VII, and that was the first RPG that really opened my eyes to the idea that a story in a video game could be something just like a film, and I don't talk about it on the show much, but movies do mean a lot to me as well. I think this is not really a secret, but I'm actually into film, that's my Blu-ray collection, you can't really see it, more than video games, but I have a video game channel. Go figure. I mean, I should probably start talking about movies on here, and I probably will in the future, but I never really understood, back in the day again, that these RPGs could have stories that would kind of develop into the cinematic experiences now in 2018 that I would completely just be infatuated with. I mean, Ys is a series that Johnny Millennium from Happy Console Gamer has been talking about forever, and he's like, go try it, go play this, try this one, try part 1, try Origins, try this. I'm getting into them now and I'm like, oh, I see why these are incredible games. So I wanted to come in front of you guys and kind of admit that I have a small regret, that I never had the ability as a young kid to really get into JRPGs or RPGs, and that genre, I haven't really discovered that much in that. So I wanted to ask you guys if I'm going to go out there right now, and if you're watching and have never played any JRPGs or RPGs and you're getting into the turn-based combat, or even now the action kind of turn-based combat that is happening with all the really new RPGs, even if you're getting into it, I want to ask you guys out there, what are some of the classics, which systems are they on, and which ones should I experience first? So thank you so much for watching JKB, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of JKB.